Okay. Okay, who would like to recite Namokar mantra in the new tune? Or like, let me say it today. Okay, fine, Briella, try.
Namo Arihantaram, Namo Sitanam, Namo Ayaram, Namo Ujjayaram, Namo Sarvasahunam.
Very good. Eso panchanamo yaro savva pavapanasano mangalanancha savvesim padmam hoi mangalam. Okay, so let's begin. Today we will begin with a story of Chanakya. Now, you will enjoy this story because one day when you grow up, you guys will also be leaders. Some of you will be a leader in the sense, like there are two kinds of leaders. So there is a leader who will teach, like a teacher, sort of a leader who is training other people to be leaders. Fiona, come in the picture. You are not visible. Okay, Briella, you should also be visible. Okay, so there are two kinds of leaders in this story. Listen, because there was a person called Chanakya. Chanakya, maybe some of you have heard about his name, okay? Chanakya was a very, very, very intelligent person. And he trained his student called Chandragupta. Now, Chandragupta, one day we will watch his story of the 14 dreams. Fiona, I've not forgotten. You want to know the story of like Chandan Bara. I've not forgotten. Next week we will do that, okay? Okay, so fine. So there were two men. Kiara, there were two men. The first one was called Chanakya. The second person was called Chandragupta Maurya. His full name was Chandragupta Maurya, Neat. So what happens one day, Chandragupta Maurya was a small boy like Krit, like maybe about 10, 11 years old. And he was playing just in the field with his friends, and they were playing a game called Leader, Leader. So like Chandragupta was the leader, he was the king, and just in the game they had a courtyard. They were telling, oh, you do this, you do that. You know, they were imitating. They were just playing a game. Now Chanakya was passing by from there. He was a learned man, an extremely learned man. And what happened was he happened to watch these small boys play this game. So he thought that this boy is capable to be the leader of the entire Bharat, not India, because back in the day it was not called India. Bharat was so big. It was Pakistan, Afghanistan, Burma, I think even a little bit of China, Tibet, all that was Bharat. Now like Sri Lanka, everything was Bharat. It was like, I mean, of course, like today the map is different. So back in the day, Bharat was Burma, Tibet, Afghanistan, Pakistan, a little bit of China, I think, and like Sri Lanka. And if there was any other country, then I'm not like aware of it.
Bangladesh and Nepal.
Yeah, very good. Thanks. Yeah, Bangladesh and like also
Bhutan.
Nepal. And sorry, which one?
Bhutan.
Bhutan. Look, it was huge. It was huge. It was massive. So imagine in this day and age, if India has a population of say 1.4 billion, imagine back in the day how huge India or Bharat was. It was a huge country. It was a huge, huge, huge country. Now, what had happened at that time, Fiona, that Alexander the Great had invaded India. He was a Greek. He was a Greek man, and he had invaded India, and obviously he wanted to take over India. So it's good also, like Stuti's dad is also listening. Very good. Okay. So yeah, so back in the day, India was massive, and this guy, Alexander the Great, wanted to invade India. So obviously nobody would want that. Nobody wants, I mean, like, Fiona, do you want someone to invade your house? No, because it's your house. You see, it's something that belongs to you and to your people, Fiona. You don't want others to come and invade it. You don't mind staying, I mean, you don't mind other people living there as a guest, but you don't want them to take over your house and you live outside the house. Nobody wants that. So obviously the Indian population, the Bharatiyas, like the Indian population, did not want Alexander the Great and his huge team or army to rule over India. So Chanakya trained this one boy from a small age until he became big. Until he became big. And then there was a very bad ruler at that time. Like today we call it Bihar, but back in the day it was called Vihar. So in that place, there was a place called Magad. There was a place which was called Magad, which is no longer called Magad. I think the name has also changed now because it's almost 2000 years ago, maybe 2400 years ago, actually. So now, because it was immediately after Mahavir Bhagwan, it was immediately after Mahavir Bhagwan. So Mahavir Bhagwan was 2600 years ago. So say approximately 2500 years ago. So what happened that Chanakya wanted to train this boy because back in the day, Magad had a very, not a very good ruler. You know, he was not, I mean, he was the most powerful ruler at that time. Of course, there were other rulers, like on top of Magad, there was a place called Gandhar. There was a place called Gandhar and like so on, you know, obviously the like Gujarat was there, etc., etc., etc. But maybe the names were different. Now, even another one thing that you must know, back in the day, most of these states were talking one language or maybe a few languages. These days in India, there are too many languages. So even that sort of divides people. You see, that even divides people because like culturally we become slightly different because of the language. Neetkrit, turn on your video. Okay, so what happens next is that this boy grows up and he defeats the king Nand and he becomes the ruler. Now, you can't immediately become the ruler of the entire Bharat. So first of all, he becomes a ruler of that small area, Magad. And then slowly, he takes over India. So what is the meaning of Akhand? I have taught you, Priyala. Akhand.
Infinite.
No, that's Anant. Akhand Krit. Akhand means what? Unmute fast.
Invisible.
Sorry? Okay, you don't remember.
Invisible.
Indivisible. Indivisible, correct. So he becomes the ruler of Akhanda Bharat. Akhanda Bharat means indivisible Bharat. There is one ruler. There is one ruler, like for example, today it is like Narendra Modi. But back in the day, there were many rulers. There was King Nand, then of Gandhar. There was another ruler of Gujarat. There was another ruler of South India. There was another ruler. Examples. These are just examples, right? So Chandragupta Maurya becomes the ruler. Now, what does a ruler need to know? He needs to be a good leader. He needs to be a fair person. He can't cheat, or he can't fool the people, or he can't take the people's money unnecessarily. So Chandragupta Maurya was trained to be a good leader. Look, I'm emphasizing on the word trained because leadership needs to be cultivated. Stuti is also a very good leader. Leadership needs to be cultivated. Fine, we have the qualities in us as well, but sometimes it is useful to go for certain courses and to cultivate leadership skills, to cultivate public speaking skills. So these are important skills. What we do in our Jain class as well, we have many public speaking like events. And soon we will be having one in January. I've already told you. So you need to cultivate your public speaking skills because you will always need to address to the public. So very important. Neet is a good speaker, but he's a shy speaker. So you can't be a shy speaker, Neet. You have to be very bold. You have to speak like if you hear Moksh speak, he's very bold in speaking. Fiona is very bold in speaking. So that is a good quality. That is a good quality that you need to cultivate your speaking skills. That's number one. Now, there are many other skills that you need to cultivate. You need to be fair. You need to have good public speaking skills. You need to manage your money properly. You need to manage your money properly. Neet and Kreet, join from your phone. I think your internet is not good. 1 second. Okay, so fine. So so where was I? Then Chandragupta Maurya becomes the king of Bharat. of Akhanda Bharat. The word is what? Akhanda Briala. Briala, it means indivisible. Kiara, Akhanda means indivisible. Akhand means indivisible. Okay. So later, now this is another important thing. It's not that they rule forever and ever and ever and ever. Once they reach a certain age, this is very important for us to understand. Very important for us to understand that maybe when we reach the age of 60, this is only an example. It can even be 55, it can even be 50, whatever the age. 60 is only an example. When you reach a certain age, then you need to let go of that kingdom as well. You need to let go and give it to a new person, Fiona. You can't be a leader until you're 18, 90. It's not practical. Number one, your health will deteriorate. Your energy will not be that much as you are young. Like when you are young, you have a lot of energy. Till the age of 50, you have a lot of energy. Once you cross 50, then naturally your energy even starts to decrease. For some people, it decreases after the age of 55. For some people, after the age of 60. So 50 is again not a fixed age. But the example to make you understand is that after a certain age, your energy even starts to drop. Your health even starts to go a bit down. And now you like no longer have new ideas. Because you have ruled for so long, you have utilized your full capacity in one way. So then you need to pass on the baton. Like as I said earlier, you need to pass on the baton to the next person. Very important that you need to train that person. You need to train that person because you don't want to put somebody on the seat who is not like, an overall person. He might be good in like public speaking, but he might not be a fair leader. He might be a fair leader, but he might not know how to manage money. He might know how to manage money, but he will not know how to be empathetic. Or Briella, empathetic means how to understand the public. How to understand the public. He might not understand. He might not have the ability to understand the public. Briella, when you can't understand the public, you are only doing things your way, but people are not really with you. Okay, so Neet and Preet can hear us. Fine. Okay, so you need to learn many skills to be a good leader. And in this case over here, like all of you, one day also will be leaders of an organization like ours when you grow up. So you also need to be very strong in your Jain principles. You need to be very strong. You need to be very thorough. If somebody questions you, you should be able to answer them. And in case if they're saying something wrong, politely, you need to convince them, look, this statement is not correct. And you need to give them reference, very important point. You need to give them reference of the Shastra. Briella, what does reference mean? Kiara, what does reference mean? That you need to show them, look, in Samay Sargatha number 5, it is written like this. In Samay Sargatha number 72, it is written like this. So you need to show them, look, it is not what I am saying, it is what Kunkunacharya is saying. Look, even Hanika has come. So you need to show them what Kunkunacharya is saying. Okay? Or like what Gurudev is saying. Or what maybe Amrit Chandra Acharya is saying. Remember, our knowledge is limited, as I was telling Stuti and Moksh the other day. Our knowledge is only 1%, only 1%, which is very little, very, very little. And compared to some, Hanika, turn on your video so I can add you. Compared to somebody like Amrit Chandra Acharya, Kunkunacharya, they have got maybe 60, 70% knowledge. Compared to Arihant Bhagwan, when you compare Kunkunacharya to Arihant Bhagwan has got 100% knowledge. Gurudev maybe has got 40% knowledge because he's in 4th Gunasthan. Kunkunacharya is in 6th Gunasthan, so he's got 60 to 70% knowledge. Arihant Bhagwan has now become a Bhagwan, and Siddh Bhagwan. So they've got 100% knowledge. So you always need to give reference of what Kunkunacharya is written. And our knowledge is only 1%, nothing more than that. Not even 10%. We can't even really say 10%. It is only 1% because we have not yet experienced the soul. So that is the reason why leadership is very, very important. And this is the message from this story of Chandragupta Maurya. Hanika, you're slightly late. You missed out on the story. Quickly, in a nutshell, Hanika, just in a few sentences, I will tell you the story. Long ago, nearly 2,400 years ago, there was a person called Chanakya. Chanakya was a learned man, and he was looking for a student who he can train so that he can be the ruler of Bharat. Now, Bharat is not the same as India, because the present day India is just India, but Bharat consisted of Sri Lanka, Burma, Tibet, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, and these two other children also named a few more countries. So it was huge. It was massive. It was really, really, really big. It was very, very big. So this Chanakya was looking for a student like you, Hanika, to rule over a large country like Bharat. So we were talking about leadership. In order to be a good leader, you need to be well versed on the principles. For example, you need to the point of bringing out this topic was to understand your mother tongue. If you can't read Gujarati, how will you be able to say Kunkun Acharya has written in this gatha this? Hanika, Fiona, Briala, and Kiara, Neet and Kreet have agreed to learn Gujarati. Would you like to learn Gujarati, Hanika? Hanika is very good with languages. Yeah, so Hanika is a good girl. Fine. So we were actually talking about the importance of mother tongue, because when you can't read your own language, how will you give a reference that Kunkun Acharya has written this when Briala, you can't read it? Hanika, you can't read it. Then how will you be able to give a reference? Look, this is what Kunkun Acharya has written in this, in like Pravachan Sar, or in Samay Sar, or in Niyam Sar, Neet Krit. So you should be able to read. Speaking is not, it is good that you can speak, Hanika. And Hanika speaks very fluently as well, in like a very nice way she speaks. But Hanika, it is important to also read Gujarati. Okay? Okay, fine. So fine, we have like we did the story of Chandragupta Maurya and Chanakya. Then later, what happened? Both of them. So we reached the point where after a certain age, you need to let go of your leadership. And then what happened? Both Chanakya and Chandragupta Maurya became monks, meaning then they started to devote in their spiritual path. Because Hanika, the purpose on this earth is obviously we want to help others. That is a small purpose. That is a small purpose. But the bigger purpose is to experience the soul. Isn't it, Hanika? The bigger purpose is to experience the soul, because Hanika, you want to experience infinite happiness. By helping others, you will only experience limited happiness. So do you want limited happiness or do you want infinite happiness? Greek?
Infinite.
Infinite. Yeah, infinite. Hanika, do you want limited happiness or do you want infinite happiness?
Infinite.
Infinite happiness. So this is the reason why like we are like learning about two things. One is leadership, because when you grow up, Hanika, you will be a leader. You will definitely be a leader somewhere or the other. And also there's a high possibility that you will be a leader in such a Jain organization because you have good understanding. So when you have good understanding, that is good. However, if you can read your own mother tongue, you will be able to show somebody the reference that, look, this is the point written over here, and this is what is valid. This is what is the truth, because this is what has been passed on from Arihant Bhagwan to Kundkundacharya. Anika? So that is the importance of mother tongue. What is the bigger importance of mother tongue? You will be able to read the Shastra for your own benefit. Stuti, you will be able to read it for your own benefit. Okay, now let's start. I wanted to teach you today the three Bhav. Fiona, Briella, turn on your video. Is there something wrong with your video today, Fiona? What? No, speak. I don't know what you're saying.
Not really.
Okay, then don't turn it off. Fine. So let's learn the 3 bhav today. One is good deeds, which Stuti and Moksha have learned. One is bad deeds, and one is pure deeds. So let's learn the Gujarati words, which Stuti and Moksha have not learned. The good deeds, listen to this, Kiara. The good deeds are called Shubh. Shubh. The pure are called Shuddha. Dhajano. Shuddha. And the impure are called Ashuddh. So Shuddh are the good deeds, Greet. Shuddh. Wait, sorry, am I making a mistake? Okay. The impure are called Ashuddh. Ashuddh. Shuddh are the good deeds, and Shuddh are the pure deeds. Now, when you look at the Gujarati, it becomes easy for you. Because in English, let me try to write it for you 1 minute. Let me try to write it. Okay, good, bad, and pure. Sorry, just ignore that. Pure, I'm just writing it again. Okay. Yeah, Moksh.
Isn't bad supposed to be a shubh, not a shuddh? A shuddh is supposed to mean impure.
1 second, there's a... Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let's start. So there are 3 kinds of deeds. Okay. Now, where do these thoughts happen in the soul? In which part of the soul, Kreet? Fast, Kreet. Okay.
The
No, you were cut. Again.
pariyai.
In the pariyai. So it happens in the pariyai. Why does it happen in the pariyai, Briella, and not in the dravya?
Because it moves from first gunastan to fourth.
Okay. No. Here that is not the correct answer. Okay. Moksh.
It is because your thoughts keep on changing and pariyai is changing, and
Yeah,
it's a
pariyai is...
constant.
Okay. Hanika, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that is correct. Neat, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So, Briella, look here. Because in the pariyai, everything is changing. For instance, Briella, you're 8 years old, so your knowledge is limited. Maybe when you pass university and become a doctor, this is an example, your knowledge will become more. Then maybe when at the age of 80, this is an example, when somebody gets dementia, again, their memory goes away. So again, their knowledge goes down. So even knowledge keeps on changing. Hanika at the moment is 8 years old. So her knowledge is limited to maybe fourth. Are you in 4th standard? Are you in 4th grade?
I'm in fifth.
You're in 5th grade. Okay. So fine. Okay. So so Hanika has knowledge up to 5th grade. And for example, Hanika grows up and she becomes an astronaut. So her knowledge will again widen. Then what happens later on, like in her old age, maybe she starts forgetting things. So then the knowledge again starts to go down. Are you noticing that even knowledge changes in the pariyai? In the pariyai, even the knowledge changes. Even thoughts change, Priyala. Fiona, we can't see you at all. I think it's your camera doesn't have that much of width. Okay. So like what happens? Everything changes in the pariyai. Everything changes in the pariyai. Okay, so let's take the pariyai of the body now, not of the soul. The pariyai of the body. What changes in the body? I mean, let me give you one example. Then you give your own example. One is age. Hanika is 9 years old. One day she'll become 18 years old. So age changes. What else changes in the body? Let's start with Hanika and then we go to Stuti. Hanika, give an example.
Your like how tall you are.
Sorry, how to?
Like how tall you are, like it changes.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Your height. Height. Very good. Very good example. Stuti.
Your size.
Your size changes. Like when you're young, maybe you weigh 10 kilos. Now you weigh 50 kilos. This is just an example. Okay. Next is Moksh.
Accent.
Yeah, you exactly. Very good point. Your like speech changes. When you're small, you like talk like a baby, like how babies talk, mum mum. But now you know that it's not mum mum, but it's food. Okay. So next one, Kreet.
your hair changes.
Very good. Very good example. When you're young, you've got black hair. When you're old, you've got white hair. Neat.
Your strength.
Your strength changes. Good boy. How about you, Fiona?
Your vision capacity changes.
Your vision changes. How about you, Kiara? You can try. You can try. What changes in your body when you grow up?
What changes? What? We already said that, Carol.
It's okay. It's okay. Say it again. Say it again, Kiara.
Your looks.
What? Very good. Your looks changes. Now Kiara looks like a small girl at the age of 6. When she's 16, she will look different. Okay. Briella.
Your skin.
Your skin changes. Very good. Like very good answer. When you're young, you've got very soft skin. When you age, your skin also starts to become very thin. It like, I mean, even the texture starts to change. So all of you have given correct answers. Clap for Kiara. Good girl, Kiara. Very good. Okay, so everything is changing in the pariyai. So even our thoughts are changing in the pariyai of the soul. Let's see who can raise their hand first. Why aren't thoughts changing in the pariyai of the body? Moksh.
Because thoughts are imaginary and aren't part or aren't meta particles. They are just imaginations. So
Wait. You are giving the correct answer, then you're adding things. Okay, so you have given the correct answer, but you added things. Hanika.
Because your body is matter particles and the soul is your body is not the soul.
Okay, so you've given 70% correct. Who can add and finish and give the remaining 30%? Briella.
The soul is made of, body is made of matter particles, and the matter particle doesn't have any knowledge.
Yes, good. You have given 90% correct. Little bit is remaining. Who can, Fiona, you're looking elsewhere. Don't look elsewhere. See over here. So what is the reason? What is the remaining 10%? The remaining 10% is that thoughts are actually from the brain or the mind. But the mind actually, the thinking capacity is actually in the soul. It can't be in the brain. As Briella correctly said, matter particles do not have the attribute or the good quality called knowledge, and you need that intelligence. You need that intelligence to think. For example, it is 10 o'clock at night. Now I need to go to sleep. You need that intelligence. In the morning, now it is 7:30. I need to get ready for school. You need that intelligence. Now, does this mobile phone have intelligence? No, it does not have intelligence. It is only, we are only pressing buttons and it is just doing whatever we are pressing. But Hanika, does this mobile phone have intelligence? No. Does this laptop bag have intelligence? Kiara? No. The laptop bag does not. Does this purse have the intelligence to that I should carry the wallet safely? No, I have that intelligence because I am a soul. I have to make sure that my wallet is safe in the purse. So, okay, now you have understood. So the thoughts are happening in the pariyai. They're happening in the pariyai. Now there are three kinds of thoughts. There are three kinds of thought: good, bad, and pure. Good thoughts are like, for example, Kiara, that I want to donate $100,000 and to make a orphanage for animals which are on the street. This is one example. Stuti might want to make a hospital for somebody. Moksh might want to build a temple for somebody so people can come and pray. Hanika might want to do a puja. That is another good thought. Neet and Kreet might want to have like a free camp where they invite people to take free services to come and eat food for the homeless. And Kiara, what would you like to do?
What? We have to go also to the terraces.
Yeah, look. So this is the good thought she's having. This is the good thought that Kiara is having. I have to go to Derasa. That is a good thought. Now, Kiara, what is an example of a bad thought?
Something bad. What do you think of that's bad? Like not going to the terrace, never.
Okay. Yeah, that is a bad thought. Yeah, good answer. Hanika, give another example of a bad thought.
Hurting people's feelings.
Yeah, hurting somebody physically or mentally or verbally. Kreet or Neet, speak.
Gossiping about someone.
Exactly, talking bad about somebody. Stuti Moksh, give one example.
Thinking of beating someone or murdering someone.
Thinking of hurting somebody physically or mentally or verbally. Yes, one more, Briella.
Killing animals.
Yeah, killing animals and eating them and eating animals. Okay, so now we've understood the concept. So we understand what is good. Good is to pray. Good is to think about the soul. To think હું તો આત્મા છું, મારામાં તો અનંત ગુણ છે, હું તો પરમાત્મા છું, હું તો અરિહંત સ્વરૂપ છું. These are good thoughts. But let me ask you one thing, Fiana. By having a good thought like હું તો અરિહંત ભગવાન જેવો છું, can you experience samyak darshan? Yes or no? Hanika, what do you think? Are they speaking the truth? So Hanika has a thought.
What?
Hanika has a good thought like this. હું તો આત્મા છું, મારામાં અનંત ગુણ છે, હું તો જ્ઞાન સ્વભાવી છું. Hanika, by having these good thoughts, can you experience the soul?
No.
How about you, Kreet?
No.
Neet?
No.
No. Moksh?
No.
Tuti?
No.
No. Yeah, so the answer is no, because it is a thought. It is a good thought. Now the pure, the pure thoughts, okay, the wording is not even actually correct when you say pure thoughts, because it is actually just pure bhav. It is even thoughts is not the correct word. So pure bhav, the feeling when you're experiencing the soul, Kiara, like this is like a bit advanced for you. So just put your hand down for now. Okay, because you have not learned the basics. So you need to come for Saturday class. Okay, Fiona? I mean, Briella, Kiara. Kiara, you need to come for like Saturday class because this class, they're slightly ahead. Okay, so Hanika, if you have a pure thought is where you're experiencing the soul. Because when you're experiencing the soul, Hanika, there are no thoughts. There are no thoughts. So there are two kinds of thoughts, not three. There are two kinds of thoughts, good and bad thoughts. So thoughts, now we can even use the feeling bhav. Bhav means feeling. Fiona, bhav means feeling. So when you're thinking of something good, like for example, oh, I will get to wear my new dress, inside you're so happy. Oh, I'm going to I'm going for holiday. Inside you're so the feeling when you're having a good thought is happiness, or like it is joy, or it is pleasure, or it is bliss. Great. But when you're having a bad thought, oh, I'm going to kill this person. I hate this person. This person did this to me, so I will take revenge on this person. When you have a thought like this, Hanika, how do you feel? You feel bad. Inside, you're feeling bad. You're feeling very angry. You're feeling hurt. You're feeling like jealousy. Maybe you're feeling all these negative emotions. So there are three kinds of bhav. Bhav. Bhav means feeling. When you have a good thought, for example, I want to build a mandir, I want to build a derasa. So that is a good thought. So you have a good feeling at that time. In your heart, you're feeling nice. You're feeling, wow, many people will come. This. Like maybe Hanika is a good singer. So Hanika will say, oh, I will sing like a melodious bhajan in front of Jinendra Bhagwan. Stuti is a good speaker. So like Stuti will recite a nice stuti in front of Bhagwan. So all these are good thoughts. And with good thoughts are good feelings. There are good feelings, but with a good feeling, Neet, can you experience the soul?
No.
You cannot experience the soul. So you can only experience the soul with a pure bhav, with a shuddh bhav. Shuddh bhav only. So my question to you is that I will sit in meditation like this, look at me. And I will sit for 2 hours, and for like 2 hours I will think, oh, હું તો આત્મા છું, મારામાં અનંત ગુણ છે, હું તો પરિપૂર્ણ છું, મારામાં તો અનંત સુખ છે, અનંત શાંતિ છે. Will I experience the soul, Hanika? No. No, I will not experience the soul, because the experience is in a thoughtless state. So who has understood that by doing good, look, I'm using the word doing. The soul is a knower, it is not a doer. By doing good, by thinking good, by having good thoughts, can one experience the soul? No. Maybe by giving like donation of $100,000 to the temple, can one experience the soul, Hanika? Remember, they've given in the temple. Are you sure, Hanika, that they can't? 100% sure. Okay, then like Stuti has donated a murti which is made out of real marble. Can she experience the soul? Because this is a good thought. Can she experience? Because Stuti, will you be able to experience the soul? You have donated a murti which is of pure marble, the best marble. No. Crete. Crete has Crete has funded not only for the temple but for the hall where people sit and study, where like people listen to Gurudev's lectures. Crete, will Crete, Crete, will you experience the soul? Crete, unmute.
No.
No. So how will you experience the soul, Neet?
Pure deeds. I mean pure Pure thoughts. Pure.
No, not pure
Pure
thoughts.
deeds.
Pure bhav, bhav, bhav. Okay, bhav. Okay, just give me a second. I need to go. Can one of you recite the names of the cha dravya with stuti? Stuti, just recite the names. I'm just coming. After that, once you do cha dravya, then you revise the 4 gatis. I'm just coming in a second.
Okay, so the 6 dravya are Jeev, which is soul, Pudgal, which is matter particles, See? Dharmastika, which is ether, Atharmastika, which is anti-ether, Akash, which is space, and Kal, which is time. And then the 4 gatis are Manushya Gati, which is humans, Tiryansh Gati, which is animals and 5 sense animals. Dev Gati is
Heavenly beings.
and Narak Gati is hellish beings.
Turn on your video. Let's play a game now. I will ask you a few questions and then let's see who's the winner. Fine? Okay. So the first question is, I have donated 100,000 shillings to make a temple. So will I attain moksha? Fiona was first. I mean, from the 3 girls, one of you answer.
You won't experience the soul.
No. So the answer is no. Okay. I do puja daily and I go to pray to Jinendra Bhagwan every single day. Will I experience moksha? Neat.
No.
No. Okay. I attain Samyak Darshan and I experience the soul. Will I attain moksha? Anika, you're not participating? Okay, moksha.
No. I mean,
No.
yes.
No. Okay, so moksha said no. Okay, fine, no problem. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. If you attain Samyak Darshan is the only way to experience the soul. Now, when you go to the temple, when you look at Jinendra Bhagwan, what do you do first? Hanika, what do you do first? Before you enter the temple, you say 3 words, 3 times. Nisihi, which we have done in Balbodh, but I'm just reminding you again. Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi. What does it mean? I put all my thoughts outside of the temple. Jinendra Bhagwan, I'm walking in to see you, to pray to you, to bow down to you, because I want to become like you. This is the key words. Fiana Briella, Mokstuti. Not to become your bhakt, but to become like you. Bhakt means I don't want to be a devotee of you. I want to become exactly like you, because from Dravya angle, Arihant Bhagwan and I, we are both the same. Arihant Bhagwan and me, or Stuti, Mo, Shanika, the three girls and the two boys on the top, we are all the same. So first you say Nisihi, 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 and you walk into the temple. So you touch the floor of the temple. You like if like this is the floor of the temple, you put your hand like this and you do like this. Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi. What are the three words, Hanika?
Nisihi, Nisihi, and Nisihi.
Good. Fiona, Briella, Kiara, fast.
Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi.
Mokshtuti.
Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi.
Kritnit.
Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi.
Boys. Okay, ask your question, Briella.
Our Nani said that when we see the mandir, then you have to also say Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi.
Yeah, that is also very good. Yeah, that is also very good. Yeah, you can even do that when you see the temple. That is also fine, no problem. So you can, when you see the temple, like when you enter the compound of the temple, you can do it, or when you're touching the floor of the temple, you can even do it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Piana.
We say Nisihi, 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 Namostu, Namostu, Namostu.
Yeah, I was just coming to that. Okay, so Namostu means I bow down to you. Namostu, like Namaste, Namaste. So Namostu, Namostu, Namostu. Then you say Namostu, Namostu, Namostu. After Nisihi, Nisihi, Nisihi. Namostu, Namostu, Namostu. Then you look at Jinendra Bhagwan eye to eye. You look at Jinendra Bhagwan eye to eye. Bhagwan, hu tamara jevo જ છું. હું દ્રવ્ય દ્રષ્ટિ, Hanika, from દ્રવ્ય angle, I am totally like you. હું મહાવીર ભગવાન જેવો જ છું. પર્યાય દ્રષ્ટિથી હું જુદો છું. પણ મને તમારા જેવું જ થાવું છે. That you say in your mind. Then obviously you recite Namokar mantra. You can recite it. Some people recite it 9 times. Some people recite it 3 times. I mean, the choice is yours. You can say it 3 times. You can say it 9 times, whatever you wish. Then you go around that Gabharo. You know where the idol is placed? You go around that Gabharo. It is called Gabharo. And the circles are called Pradikshina. So you take 3 circles. You always take the circles from your left side coming to the right. You always take it from the left side coming to the right. Now this is important. There's a reason for this. The reason for this is that whoever is on the the reason for it is that when you take the circle, come on the right, the superior person is always on one side. Look, let me just confirm this, but it is on the left. So that is the reason why you come from left to right. And obviously Arihant Bhagwan is superior than us. He's superior than us. So that is the reason why we take it from left to right. You take 3 circles. You take 3 circles. Obviously you like bow down. Now the real way to do it is shashtang, meaning the whole body from head to toes, like literally as if you're sleeping. I mean, that is the way to do it. But obviously women will feel a bit shy to do that. So you just do the normal bowing down, that you touch your forehead on the ground. If this is the ground, you just touch your forehead on the ground and you bow down. But for men, you can do this. You can put your whole body shashtang. The 16 limbs of the body will touch the ground. But maybe girls will feel a bit shy. So instead of, I mean, if girls don't feel comfortable, you can just bow down your head to the earth and you can bow down to Bhagwan. But remember, the purpose of bowing down to Bhagwan is obviously we respect Arihant Bhagwan. Number one, point number one. We respect Arihant Bhagwan. Kanki ito 13 gunastan, 13th gunastan hai pochi gaya che. So when we look at Bhagwan eye to eye, we want to say to Bhagwan, Bhagwan, I want to become like you. I want to become exactly like you, not that I want to remain a devotee of you. If you are a devotee of the God, you will always be in the four gatis, isn't it? You might be in Tiryanch, you might be in Manushya, you might be in Devlok, or you might be in Narak. If you are a devotee, because at the moment all of us are devotees. Or like at the moment all of us are devotees of Jinendra Bhagwan. We've got 1 minute, 2 minutes remaining. So let's wrap it off. So when you look at Bhagwan eye to eye, telling Bhagwan mane tamara jevuj thavu chhe. Now Hanika, these three girls and Neet and Kreet have learned that song. Me jnanananda swabhavi hu me. Me means me. And next to the moksha, I will send you the lyrics, okay? Me jnana, gyan and anand mara swabhav chhe. Gyan means knowledge, anand means happiness. मैं ज्ञानानंद कियारा मैं ज्ञानानंद स्वभावी हूँ मैं ज्ञानानंद स्वभावी हूँ मैं हूँ अपने में स्वयं पूर्ण पर की मुझ में कुछ गंध नहीं. You can sing this song. You can even recite other stutis of Mahavir Bhagwan. You can even recite the 24 Tirthankar Bhagwan stuti, which I've sent to you, Fiona, to your nani. I've sent her that stuti. Rishabhadeva Vanna, what is it? Rishabhadeva Kalyana Karaya. Ajit Nath is the second. Ajita Jineshwara Nirmal Thaya. Swasti Kare Sambhav Jinarats. Sambhavnath is the third Tirthankar. Abhinandan is the fourth one. Abhinandan ke pujo paya. You can even recite that stuti as well of the 24 Tirthankar Bhagwan. So that is a good thing. But the most important thing you must remember, હું તમારા જેવો જ છું ભગવાન અને મને તમારા જેવો જ બનવું છે. Okay, let's wrap it off in 1 minute now because now time is up. There are 3 bhav. So at the beginning of the class, we talked about the story of Chandragupta and Chanakya. Very important that you master the Jain principles for yourself, Hanika, and even for others. Hanika, if you know it properly, Kiara, if you know it properly, only then you can be a good leader. So Chanakya wanted to find students or student, one you can even say, because actually the main student was Chandragupta. So he wanted to find one student who could be a good leader for, you could say, billions of people. Because till today, we are remembering Chandragupta Maurya as one of the best leaders in Jain history. Chandragupta Maurya also took Diksha. He also became a Jain monk, and so did Chanakya. Both of them became Jain monks later on in life. So that was the story we did, that after a certain age, you must let go of your power and of your leadership as well, and you start to get absorbed in the soul, Neet and Kreet. The second thing that we learned today were the 3 bhav, Shuddh, Ashuddh, and Shubh. I don't know why I'm making a mistake with the words today. Like normally I don't. Okay, pure, good, and bad. Shubh, Ashubh, and Shuddh. Okay, so Shubh, Ashuddh, Ashubh, and Shuddh. So good, bad, and pure. To experience the soul, you need to have good bhav. You need to have pure, the pure. If you have good bhav, for example, I will donate this much money. That is bhav number 1, which is very good. The second one is I will hold medical camps. or maybe I will do puja every day, or maybe I will do swadhyay, means I will study about the soul every day. The fifth one is the nearest. I will think about the soul every day. You still cannot experience the soul. You need to have no thoughts, which is the pure bhav. This is a very important point. Okay. And lastly, the char gatis, which Stuti revised with you. If you become a bhakt, a devotee of Jinendra Bhagwan, you will always be in the char gati. But if you become like Bhagwan, where will you be? Priyala, if you become a Siddh Bhagwan, where will you be? Like Mahavir Bhagwan?
Go to moksha.
Yeah, you will go to Siddhashila. So every time you see Mahavir Bhagwan at the temple, maybe another Tirthankar, because not in all temples there's Mahavir Bhagwan. Maybe there's Shantinath Bhagwan, Neminath Bhagwan, Ajitnath Bhagwan, whatever it is. You tell him, I also want to stay in Siddhashila.
Excuse me, miss, you're lagging.
You're frozen. We can't hear you.